Hello everyone, welcome to NUUO webinar. My name is EJ, and today's topic is about our product, NVRsolo, and what's the best use of NVRsolo. So before we start today's webinar, I want to briefly introduce the NVRsolo. So NVRsolo is a standalone NVR, and it belongs to the main console family, which means that it can be compatible with the NUUO CMS, and which makes it a very suitable solution for the retail vertical market, such as small-sized chain stores, gas station, and like convenience stores. And to fulfill those applications, NVRsolo actually has some unique features, which will be our agenda today. Okay, so here is our agenda. First, I want to introduce the menu-free installation, which is the one-click setup, and it has the all-in-one surveillance system, because it supports the local display, and it has the easy NUUO feature, allows you to you don't need any router setting anymore, and it has the post integration, so it's compatible with the third-party applications, and we recently released the latest firmware 2.0, so we add a lot of exciting new features, and I want to introduce one of them, and which is the multi-stream integration. So let's begin today's presentation. So first, the one-click setup. So what's the benefit of the one-click setup? I believe for a lot of system integrator, the NVRsolo can save your installation time, and also you can skip the hard learning curve to the IP world, and because since it has the one-click setup feature, the setup doesn't require a lot of network knowledge. It's very easy to use. So how do we use the one-click setup? First of all, you get NVRsolo. You use our NUUO installation wizard to find the device, and the wizard has two modes, which are express mode and the advanced mode. If you already have a DHCP server in your network, you can just choose the express mode. It allows you to do the admin password setup. You can activate the license, and you can set up cameras. However, if you don't have a DHCP server in your network, you can use the advanced mode to set out the networking and the red level setting. As I mentioned, if you don't have a DHCP server in your network, actually the NVRsolo, it has a built-in DHCP service, which means that it can assign IP address for all the cameras in the same LAN network. And as you can see, it has a smart enable. The smart enable is that if you are not sure if there is any router in your system, in your network, or you are not sure if there is any DHCP server in your network, you can choose the smart enable. It will detect the network environment and then decide to enable or disable the service. But please notice that choosing the smart enable needs to have at least one static IP address for your NVRsolo. So, so here is the most important feature is that the auto camera setup. As you can see, there's a setup button. Here. So how does it work? Basically, the auto search, you can auto search and add all the cameras in your network into the NVRsolo, and plus, you don't even have to enter the username and password for all those cameras because the NVRsolo can automatically enter the username and password and add those cameras into the system. You just have to press one button here, the setup button, and it will finish the rest of the work. So for those system integrator who are not that familiar with the IP, with the network, it is very convenient and time-saving for those system integrator. So let's talk about the next feature, the local display. So what's the benefit of the local display? Of course, very obviously, you don't need another client PC, which means less equipment means you can save your budget. And since you only need a monitor and plug the monitor onto the NVRsolo, and you can plug and play, which means that plus the feature I mentioned before, the one-click setup, makes a very easy migration from the analog to the IP surveillance. Because in the old analog world, the concept is actually very simple. For the DVR, you just plug the monitor onto the DVR, and you don't need to set out the IP and those things. A lot of system integrator have trouble migrate from analog to IP because they have lack of the knowledge. But with NVRsolo, with the feature one-click setup and the local display, makes it very easy migration from analog to IP surveillance. So the local display can support VGA, which is the DSUB, and the HDMI. And it is also possible to connect two monitors at the same time, but they will show the same videos. Okay, so here is the live view user interface. As you can see the live view panel, and it supports a lot of these different layouts. You can set it up by yourself. And on the bottom, you can see the toolbar, status area, status bar, and the video area. And this is the playback user interface. Same concept. On top, you can see the playback video. On the bottom, you can see the toolbar, the time bar, and the status bar. For more detailed information, please, you can go to our NUUO website. We have an online video library, which will guide you through all the features in the video. So you can see the concept is very simple and very familiar with the DVR world. So I believe it will be a good solution from analog to the IP solution. So another exciting feature is the Easy NUUO. So, what is NUUO and what's the benefit of it? Well, NUUO is a network services which allows you to log in to the NVRsolo without a lot of complicated router setting, and you just have to do the registration one time, and you have a account name, and you can easily use this account to log into the NVRsolo. So it's a very easy to access, and you don't need a lot of complicated router setting to access the NVRsolo. So the basic concept is very easy. You just go to the web interface of the NVRsolo, and you go to the network setup, and you can go to the NUUO registration. So after that, you can register a server ID for your NVRsolo and save it. So once you done that, you just have to go to the easynuo.com and put your server ID, username, and password, and of course enter the text in the box, and then you can access your NVRsolo from anywhere in the world. So you can simply skip all the complicated router setting, port forwarding, and you don't have to memorize the IP of your NVRsolo. Just a simple server ID, and you can easily access your NVRsolo. And of course, it supports mobile device. So you can not only you can use the easynuo.com to access your NVRsolo, you can also download the mobile apps on iPhone, iPad, and Android phone. And in the mobile phone, you can enter the easynuo ID and access the NVRsolo. And please notice that if you use the mobile device to log into the NVRsolo, you will always choose the low profile to save the bandwidth, because usually the mobile device has a lower bandwidth compared to the PC. Okay, so how many easynuo ID can you have? Actually, there's only one easynuo ID can create it in one single NVRsolo at one time. Okay, so here the easynuo function actually allows user very easily to access your NVRsolo through the internet. Okay, so talk about the POS integration. The NVRsolo is compatible with the third-party device such as POS machine, and as I mentioned at the beginning, the NVRsolo is very suitable for the chain store, supermarket, small branch. So in those small stores, usually you have a POS machine, and NVRsolo, with NVRsolo, you can integrate the POS machine with the video surveillance. So the concept is very easy. It supports both TCP/IP and RS-232, two kind of connection. But if you want to use the RS-232 connection, user has to buy another C31A as the signal converter to transfer, convert the metadata data from analog to digital. And also, there are few limitations of the POS machine. First one is that you have to ensure the post can send out the ASCII code via the RS-232, and you have to make sure that it's protocol, because the UTF-16 and the 32 are not supported. Also, the ASCII code extended is not supported. So this is a very simple concept, a picture of the POS machine, how the POS machine connect to the NVRsolo through the C31A. You just connect the POS machine to the C31A and use the RS-232 interface, and you connect the C31A to your network with the Ethernet cable. And then you can add the POS machine into your NVRsolo and integrate the metadata transaction with your video. So what's the benefit of it? Actually, to combine the metadata transaction with the video makes it very easy for the security guard to manage the whole security status of your chain store. At last, I want to introduce our new feature of our NVRsolo, the multiple stream integration. So this is a concept feature of the multi-stream integration. The idea is that you can customize the use of the network bandwidth, and with the smart streaming for high quality recording and low bandwidth remote viewing. And you can, since it's a new feature, not all the cameras support this multi-stream function. You have to refer to our camera support list to see if your camera model actually support this feature. So the concept is very easy. Is that the user can actually choose which stream does he want to see on the client side. So the benefit of it is very obvious. Of course, you can save the network bandwidth, and of course you can recording with the high quality video, but at the same time you can view the video with the lower quality to save the bandwidth. This is the interface on the local display. Here you can see that there's a number on top of the video, which means there are usually there are three stream profile available for each camera. One is the mainstream. Usually the mainstream has the highest resolution and frame rate. But however, usually the mainstream consume the most bandwidth. And on the other hand, the second stream and the third stream usually has a lower resolution and frame rate, so user can save the network bandwidth if he doesn't have enough bandwidth. Of course, and it's very convenient function, because in a lot of situations the network actually not unlimited, so this can save the user's bandwidth with choosing different stream profile. And also on the client side, this is an interface of the NUUO remote live viewer. It has a auto stream profile feature, which the feature actually very handy because once you choose the auto stream profile, the remote live viewer will change its stream profile according to your layout. For example, if you only use one layout, single layout to watch one single camera, the remote live viewer will use the original stream to make sure you have the best video quality. However, if you choose the 2x2 layout, the 4 layout, the software will change to a low profile to save your bandwidth. And then if you choose the 16 layout, and the system will change to a minimum profile to save your bandwidth. So it's actually a very smart feature, especially for the WAN scenarios. And for those people who doesn't know how to make sure that his camera can support the multi-stream function or not, simply you can go to our website and find our camera supported list. And in the support list, it will show that if the camera supports the multi-stream function, it will show on the support list. And if you want your camera to have this feature, you can always contact our regional sales manager in your corresponding region to apply for the integration request. So the last thing I want to say is about the video library. NUUO actually has several videos. It's on our website and it's free. So all the users can go to our website and go to the video library web page, and it has a lot of different scenarios. You can just go through the video, and it will guide you through all the features step by step. So I encourage all the users to go to the video library and go through all the video. Here's today's webinar presentation, and my name is EJ, and I want to thank you for joining today. And if you have any question, we have a Q&A section here. Please feel free to ask. Thank you. The first question, okay, so I will put the question here. So the first question is that will the webinar be recorded for the future training? Yes, the webinar will be recorded. Yes, but we will not actively send a webinar to our system integrator or distributor. You have to contact us to apply for the request, and we will discuss with our sales, and maybe we can send it to you. Okay, so the second question, what are the possible issues with on the NVRsolo for end user? I'm not quite sure about this question, so I will skip this question and move on. So the third question is that if you have 8 2 megapixel cameras, can it use can view it all live at 2 megapixel? Actually, the answer is yes. Yes, you can view all the cameras with 2 megapixel on live, no problem. And of course, there are two kind of scenario. Two kind of scenario. One is that you use a client PC, right? If you have a client PC that very powerful, of course, you can view all the cameras with 2 megapixel at the same time. However, if you use the local display, since the CPU spec of the NVRsolo is limited, the frame rate probably has a limitation of the frame rate setting, since the 2 megapixel is pretty high resolution and you have 8 cameras, so there will be a limitation for the frame rate. But if you can accept the frame rate, it will be a little bit lower. There should be no problem to see all 8 cameras with the local play at the same time. So the fourth question, what size maximum hard disk capacity of hard disk of the NVRsolo? Actually, currently NVRsolo can support up to 4 terabytes hard disk, and we have a model NS-A065. It has a 8 hard disk space, so 4 times 8 is 32 terabytes. So the next question, what are possible issues with NVR for the end user? I'm not sure about this question because it's a very general and question. I'm not sure how to answer. If you want to know the issue, if you have any issue, you can go to our website and go to the support platform, tech support platform, the eHelp desk. I believe our dedicated engineer can answer you on the eHelp desk. So the next question is there any delay on the live view? The monitor is directly, if the monitor is directly connected to the NVR. Delay, I believe a little bit delay, maybe 1 second, 2 seconds, but it's so like it's even if you use a client PC, it has a little bit delay because usually because of the network, right? But if you use the local display, I believe the delay is almost ignorable because it's so small. It's probably just 1 second to 2 seconds. So there should be very ignorable. So next question, can it be integrated with the access control system? Currently, I think that currently the access control system is not, we don't have a actual integrated manufacturer, integrated access control manufacturer integrated with the NVRsolo right now, but it's definitely doable. So if you have a project and you require access control system, you just contact ourselves and we can schedule access control integration for it. The next question is that the next question, is there any delay on the NVR live view if the monitor is directly connected to the NVR unlike using client PC? Actually, I believe I just answered this question before. If you use a client PC, the delay probably come from the network delay, because if you have a client PC and you access the NVRsolo through the internet, it depends on your network bandwidth. You have enough network bandwidth, you don't have any delay. But if you use the local display, the network will not be the issue here. So I believe the only possible way to delay is if you put a lot of high resolution camera. For example, you put a 5 megapixel camera onto the NVRsolo. I believe there will be a little bit of delay, but that was caused by the hardware limitation. Actually, I think a lot of people has interested in the the performance of the local display, right? So actually, we have a performance list, a test list of the local display. Allow me to show you here. This is the optimal performance guide of the NVRsolo. You can easily go to our website, and the documents on our website for everyone to download. So we have a very detailed performance test. What's the resolution, recommended resolution, and what would the FPS would be, and what's the throughput, and what's the channel number. We have a very detailed document. So you can go to our website and download the document. I believe you will find your answers. So can the footage be backed up remotely? And the answer is yes. We have a auto backup function. Okay, so you can use the backup the video to the FTP server. So if you set a network right, of course you can back up the video footage to the remote site. So so I believe that's our final question today. If there's no further question, I will end today's webinar section. And okay, so another new question. Can we mix NVRsolo with NVR Mini 2 to have CMS? The answer is yes. Yes, the answer is yes, no problem with that. You can even mix the NVRsolo with NVR Mini 2, even with the NUUO main console. It's all compatible. It all belongs to the main console family, so it's all compatible with the NUUO CMS. So another question, can the recording be scheduled? Of course, the recording of course can be scheduled. The next question, can we mix NVRsolo and Titan? I'm afraid the answer is no. The NVRsolo and the Titan server belongs to two different product line. The NVRsolo belongs to the main console family, as I mentioned before. However, the Titan belongs to the Crystal family. Those are different product lines, so they are not compatible with each other. Okay, so does anybody have any question? Okay, so since there's no further question, I will close the webinar section today. And another question, certification training? About the certification and training, you can just contact your regional sales and we can schedule that for you. No problem. Okay. So I want to close. I want to thank you everyone to join today's webinar today, and thank you the supporting for the NUUO product, and have a good day. Goodbye.